Hey everyone, welcome back to the studio, and I have a video I wanted to make for you guys. This is gonna be tough to talk about. Got some news last week that Bob Saget, who played Danny Tanner and was the host on Good Morning America, and did other roles, died at 65. Was found dead in his hotel room. And I gotta say, this is so sad. Like, I cry when I found out the news. I'm not going to go into too much depth here. I just wanted to say a few things of how much I appreciate this actor and what he brought. I mean, I'm only going to be really talking about Full House because that's just what I know him the best from. So, Full House, of course I didn't grow up when it was on, but when a few years ago, I was really getting into it. I got a DVD with all the episodes, and I've been, not binge watched, but I watched it all the way through. I gotta say, I love that show. Like, it was so good. Like, the comedy on it was great. The stories were great. The characters were great. The acting was great. It was just a really good family sitcom. Probably one of my favorites out there. And I always remembered how much the three leads were so good in it. John Stamos as Jesse, Dave Coulier as Joey, and of course Bob Saget as Danny Tanner. And I think what Bob Saget really did is bring the relatable father role here, where you could tell that he had, first of all, had acting experience before this, because you can tell just how he was like a funny guy. He was handsome. He had good dialogue and the way he said things. Like, his voice was good. It was like deep, and I think that helped. And I definitely think he was the best match for Danny Tanner. I know that they had other guys who they brought in, and definitely Bob Saget was the best choice. And then we see him later on, and then when we get into Fuller House years, or the later years of Bob Saget, definitely he's different, but he still does a great job in anything that he does. He's definitely funny. I think that's what's great, and you could definitely tell how relatable he is, like a dad or a grandpa, and how he portrays that role great. I think Bob Saget does a really good job in that department of being relatable, funny, and just unlike John Stamos, for instance, not to say anything bad about him, but Bob Saget really, you could tell he wasn't trying to be cool, and that was what made the role of Danny Tanner so good, because he's not the coolest dad, if that makes sense. Like, we all know that he has different things that he does that make him uncool, but that's what makes it better. Where Jesse's like the cool uncle, and Bob Saget's like the good dad, or Danny. And I gotta say, Danny Tanner was kind of like a second dad to me growing up. I know that sounds kind of weird, but just, I mean, I watched this show 2 different times. One when I was younger, like 8-ish, and then another one like a few years ago. So I watched it all the way through 2 times. The first one was probably more like rerun. Well, I don't even know, but wow, this is just so sad. Don't even have a cause of death. It's sad. It's just so sad. I don't know. It almost feels like a family member died. I don't even know why. It's tough. Just everything that's going on in our world, COVID, and then these kind of things happen that we don't even know why they happened. Like, it feels like a piece of TV history went away. Bob Saget is probably one of the best actors out there, if you really come to think of it. Just the way he portrays his roles are so great. He has just the perfect balance between funny and serious and everything. And the fact that he's gone, it makes it feel like something's missing. I'm glad Fuller House was over, but it doesn't make it any less easier than if it was still running and they had to cut him out. This is tough. It was tough when I heard the news. I know this is a different type of video, and I'm acting this way. Definitely the first video I've filmed like this. It's so sad. I want to say thank you, Bob Saget, for giving us the role of Danny Tanner in Full House and Fuller House. Thank you for being one of the best actors that I've seen on TV in a long time. It's gonna be tough to to process this. I still haven't fully processed it. It's just sad. Sad. Wow. Again, being a big fan of Full House and just seeing this, it almost feels like my childhood just went away or was wasted. Well, maybe wasted is not the right word, but anyways, that's kind of all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say thank you for delivering this rule, Bob Saget. I'm really sorry. That this is awful. Cause of death's unknown. Just found dead in his hotel room. Just, I'm just gonna go ahead and get off of here. But if you're a fan, drop a comment. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit. But yeah, so hard. So, and if you need help with things, reach out to someone. I think that's what's best. So I want to thank everyone for watching B Studio, and bye, guys.